Hey folks, thank you for watching our video. Today we're going to cover rigging of our 3-inch lures. Now this rigging that we're going to go over, it covers all three designs we have. The stogie, the tail wiggler, or our diamondback. So this rigging is used for all three designs. Now first I'm going to do this at a wide angle. I'm going to go through it, I'm going to do one, and then we'll zoom in to where you can see up close how we suggest you do this. We've got this way that we suggest you do it because in testing we found that if the treble hook is not free to move on the back, the lure just does not run right. So it's mandatory that you have that treble hook free to move along the back during your retrieve. Now the materials that you'll need are, we recommend 80-pound mono. You can choose whatever you want. A number 5 leader sleeve, a number 4 treble hook, 8mm bead, and a swivel, and also a crimper's tool. Now you'll start off taking one of your number 5 leader sleeves, stick it on the line, your 8mm bead, followed by your treble hook. Then you're going to take the tag end of your leader, you're going to insert it back through the 8mm bead like so. You're going to pull the tag end and you're going to go back around the bead and through the bead again. Then you're going to take your tag end, stick it in the leader sleeve, pull the sleeve down next to the bead. You'll pull the tag end until the leader is tight around the bead, and then you'll pull the leader until you have a small loop just big enough for that hook to wiggle on still. Once you have those tightened down, you'll then take your crimp, put you a nice crimp in it, and now you have the tail end of your lure rig. Once you get the tail end done, you just crimp the excess tag off, or you cut the excess tag off. Slide your lure on. Now this next part is optional. You can go ahead and put your swivel on, and that will allow your lure to slide up and down the line. Personally, I like to take another bead, insert it, run it down till it's almost on the top of the lure, go back around through the back side of the bead, and then you pull your slack up so the bead is right on top of the lure. You pull it tight, and that locks that lure down in one place. That way the lure is not sliding up and down your line, because a lot of times if you have a fish grab hold of it and your lure slides up the line, another fish will come and try to grab that, and now it's going to cut your line right in half. So now you just take another number 5 leader sleeve, your swivel, wrap it around, make you a crimp. Now you don't have to crimp the top swivel, you can tie it on if you wish. This is just our recommended way of rigging your lure. So now you have a fully rigged stogie, 3-inch stogie, ready to go fishing. So I'm going to rig this close up for you so you can see it better. Take your number 5 leader sleeve, 8mm bead, and your number 4 treble hook. You'll take your tag end of your line, stick it through the bead. Then you're going to come back around the bead and go back through the bead. So that is what you'll have there. Then you take your leader sleeve, you slide it over top of the tag end, you pull your tag tight around the bead, and then you pull your leader down to where it makes just a small loop around the hook like so, so it will still be free floating. Then you take your crimp and you crimp everything down. Cut your tag end and you take your lure, you slide it over, and like I said, here's the part where it's optional. Take your 8mm bead, put it back down on top, you'll come back around through the bead again, pull the bead down on top of the lure, pull it tight. Now your lure is rigged. Next thing you do, you put the swivel on, now, we've had some concerns expressed about using mono as the leader and this hook getting bitten off by one of the toothy critters and you losing your whole rig. Well, I want to show you one of the main reasons for having this bead back here. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut this hook off to simulate you losing the hook with a fish. Now, as you can see, the lure stays on. Now, I'm putting a lot of pressure on that right there, trying to get it off. You see how hard it was to get off. You're not going to encounter that while reeling it back in. So you'll be able to reel your lure back in and you'll have to re-rig, but you will keep your lure if you tie your rig like we suggest with that back bead.